Welcome back to Shelbz for the Culture. It's just me in the studio today, so do bear with me. I am missing Krystal fiercely. I can't believe she had the audacity to go travel on a glorious vacation in Portugal without me. Have fun, girl. I miss you already. But let's get into it. We have so much to catch up on. I can't believe this is my first season watching Love Island. I can't believe the season is almost over. I'm already planning to watch UK from season 1. I want to go back. I feel like everybody is saying season 5, 6 are the best. I want to know all the Olandria lore. So yeah, as soon as this current season of Love Island is over, I'm going back to season 1. I have been bit by the Love Island bug. I love it here. Yeah, and so much to catch up on. So movie night was crazy, but before we get into Love Island, I was hoping Krystal would be here so I could ask her this. I wanted to ask her, fuck, marry, kill, Corbin, Casey, or Sincere, but I guess I'll have to answer myself. So, okay, hear me out. I would marry Corbin. I like the accent. I'm a sucker for accents, damn it. Okay? I like the accent. And I know everyone's saying he's like AI, ChatGPT, but at movie night, he pissed me off. But when the clips were being played about Sincere, he was like reacting. And I felt like there are moments where he is a human being, okay? And that sexy ass accent. And look, I have eyes, okay? Corbin's fine, okay? Would that be a loyal, faithful marriage? No. But I would meet him where he at, okay? But yeah, accent, sexy Corbin, cute. You know, I'll let you cheat in peace like I'm Rulla from Real Housewives of Rhode Island. And, you know, when you out in them streets, I'm gonna be out too, Corbin, okay? So that leaves me Casey and Sincere. Both Aries, so fiery. I'm also fiery. And Sincere is just a god-awful liar, but he does look like a good kisser. Am I crazy? Like, when he was choking Sincere, looking at me telling on myself, he didn't choke her, but, you know, I'm into the neck area and a little roughness, if you get my drift. If my dad is listening, I'm so sorry. Skip ahead, maybe. But, yeah. Sincere, so it would be hard to pick between the two, because I know that it would be a fiery vibe between both of them, but yeah, Sincere looks like a good kisser, and even though Sincere is a dirty dog, he feels more mature than Casey. Casey feels like a man-child, so I feel like between the two, I'm gonna pick to fuck Sincere, and the only option I have left is to kill Casey. Sorry, Casey, you're dead. Boom. I'm curious how you guys would play that game. So please follow me. Reach out on TikTok. I'm Shelbz for the Culture. Also, subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, hit me up in them comments. I want to know who in this lineup, who would you fuck, marry, kill? So look, I'm gonna be going out of order. I feel like it's impossible to go in order. So just from the top, Kenzie saying a kiss is like a handshake. That was wild, and I am so upset about Kenzie. I have so much to say, but I'm gonna go in order in my list. So movie night. I can't believe Sincere had the audacity, the gall, the gumption to stand up and it was all up in an uproar defending KC, knowing what he had coming up. You should have shut the fuck up, Sincere. You was bumping them gums. And you too, Zach. You too. Zach and Sincere. I don't know why you had so much to say when KC was on the floor. You should have just zipped the motherfucking lid. And speaking of Zach, Zach is the absolute worst. I feel like no one notices how bad Zach is because Sincere and KC are like reaching new lows each episode. And up until movie night, actually, I was starting to feel like people were lighting up on Sincere. I'm like, I got a memory like an elephant. I don't remember everything. I might not remember what you said, but what my Angelou said was, we remember how people make us feel, okay? So I was just kind of like, KC been acting up so bad, I feel like people are forgetting how funky and nasty and just low down and dirty Sincere has been. And I'm just glad that movie night refreshed everyone's memories. I think that was very important. But Zach is not getting enough heat for me, okay? I feel like he's been gaslighting Kata this whole time, and like he's been getting mad at her for doing the challenges, but let the girls, but when they're going up against the girls, they're like, "Oh, we're just doing what we're here to do. We're supposed to be doing this." But if Kata's doing what we're here to do, then it's a problem. Make it make sense. It doesn't. Okay. Back to Kenzie. Kenzie took me out. I literally I spit out my drink. Not Kenzie being like, when the girls were getting ready for movie night doing their makeup, she was like, yeah, let's have each other's back at movie night. Girls supporting each other. After not being a girl's girl. Kenzie, you tried it, okay? And you know what? Let's put Kenzie on trial. Okay, the jury, me, I found you guilty. I find you guilty of emotional trauma. I defended you, Kenzie. How dare you? How dare you treat Dylan like that, okay? Also, you gaslit Jen. She had every right to say that you weren't being a good friend. Because you weren't, okay? You are not the victim. We are the victim, Kenzie. I was defending you, because I felt like the men were slut-shaming Kenzie. Especially during the voting. But then when the girls had similar reasons about Gabrielle, then it was a problem. Like, make it make sense. So I still stand by, don't slut shame people, anybody, I forget that the name of the woman, but have you seen that video where, okay, the setting is, it's the slut walk, and there's the patriarchy in human form. This really disgusting guy is just like interviewing people, and he found the right one. And she was like, my body is not a political playground. Your microphone's a slut. The cameraman's a slut. Your mama's a slut. So everybody's a slut. And so I can get down with that. The microphone's a slut. So, but I didn't like how the men were talking about Kenzie, and I was in an uproar, like Sincere was for KC at movie night, and then I had to sit back and be a little quiet after Kenzie has been moving. Yeah. So how dare you, Kenzie? How bloody dare you? And speaking of gaslighting, Gal, come to the front. Come to the front, Gal. I need to talk to you. Okay, I wanted to take that clip where him and Jen were talking and just post it as a PSA for the youth. Ladies, that scene between Gal and Jen is a perfect example of gaslighting. She told him that it was fine to explore. First off, Jen, I am mad that you brought him back. Why? I need Jen, I need you to come talk to me and explain to me why you thought that was a good idea. He was already, like the signs were there. I don't want to victim blame, but I'm proud of you, Jen, because you did hold your own with Kenzie and you did hold your own with Gal, but you should have never brought him back, okay? You could have brought Ronnie back. I don't really like Ronnie like that, but he grew on me. And he would have been better than Gal, okay? But yeah, Gal calling Jen aggressive when she was as cool as a cucumber, that's crazy. Jen saying, come promise. Someone called George Bush because a lot of the villa has been left behind. These kids have been left behind. Also, I don't know why Amora was surprised during movie night, during Sincere's clip. She saw everything up until Casa Amor. So you knew, and you still pursued him, which is crazy. You're beautiful, though. Beautiful gowns. So yeah, going out of order. Okay. Melanie. I feel like Melanie is more concerned about looking stupid than anything. And I feel like if that's her main focus, she will continue to be distracted by, like, her actual pain. Like, yes, it's all embarrassing, but you shouldn't have come on this platform. You know, like, you know you're going to be embarrassed a little bit, and not even just by Sincere. But number one, you keep going back. And I think Melanie is going to go back, as evidenced by her being like, you're making me look stupid. You're making me look stupid. And I kind of want to be like, girl, you're making yourself look stupid. You kind of participating in that. But she's going to go back. She's going to go back. And, you know, it was just surprising that instead of saying, she said, you're making me look stupid, instead of, why are you calling both Soul and I beloved? Why are you telling me one thing and then telling Soul the same exact thing? Like, let's get down to the specifics. Your ego. You are leading with your ego, and that is going to screw you over as well. Like, I feel like she can't confront the actual issues, and so she won't be able to move on, and she'll still be stuck there. And I would bet money on it, Melanie is going to go back to Sincere, and all the fuck shit that Zach is doing, Kata is going to go back. And I feel like Kata hasn't really explored. And I forget the name of the Casa Boys that basically said the same thing. They were like, she kind of said that she was open, but she wasn't really open. And that makes me think, I see a lot. So I feel like the Islanders can't win. You know, they're being slut-shamed in one corner. And then in another corner, I see people being like, oh, it's so boring. Like, but prior to movie night, and prior to the recoupling, the most recent recoupling, a lot of people were like, oh, this season's so boring. This season's so boring. Everybody's practically married. Everyone's closed off, la, 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 la. And I don't know, which is it? Because I feel like they can't win, you know? Sincere is explored. He's a man whore. That we are right on the money on that. And I wouldn't mind if he kept it a buck. Melanie asked him straight up, let me ask you a yes or no question. Do you want to still explore Soul? That was an opportunity to be transparent. He did, and he didn't. Yeah. I know this is so delayed. I feel like time moves so quickly when talking about Love Island, but we only record once a week here. So I haven't been in the studio since Meg, the motherfucking stallion, came on the show. I was living for how she checked the boys and she lifted up Aniyah. Like, I feel like that healed something in me as well. Yeah, Meg said, neck up. Oh, and Miss TT. I'm TT. Didn't have a thing to say when Meg was around, okay? And it was given from Friday when Smokey was like, yeah, when Debo tell me to shut up, I be quiet. But when he leave, I be talking again. That's what TT was giving me. Go watch Friday. Yeah. Also, not Permita saying everyone is acting like they're married, but she wants to close things off after 0.3 seconds with Corbin. And he got funky breath. Oh, man, and I said I would marry him. You know what? We gonna get him some mints. But yeah, Casey pissed me off, pulling Aniyah for a chat, and then being like, you start. Nigga. Like, you are an embarrassment, Casey. Truly. I did fall out when he was like, one last hug, and Aniyah was like, hell no. You go, girl. So I did see someone make a comment that I wanted to respond to. They were saying Zach kind of ate tonight. He brought up a great point about how the girls didn't know about Casey's behavior in Casa. They were just mad to see him come back with another girl. Absolute double standard considering how Aniyah was moving with Carl. TT tried to tell them, but it went over their heads. I completely disagree. Let's take it back to even before Casa. And it's so interesting that Zach was the one that had something to say. And because there was two challenges, I forget the exact words, but there were two separate challenges where basically they were saying, which Islander, isn't really living their truth or wants to explore someone else. Like there were things, and Zach splashed him or put the slime on his head. And there were twice during challenges where something got said and something got implied that Casey really ain't feeling Aniyah like that. And Aniyah tried to address it with him both times. And he gaslighted her and was like, no, we're good. Damn. Getting mad at her. So it goes back to before Casa. Like, it's not about him moving on with TT. It's how he did it. He called Aniyah a grandma because she wasn't easy, and saying that, to the boys, he's like, I've got nothing in common with Aniyah. Well, damn. I wish you had, like I said about Sincere, kept it a buck. You didn't say that to Aniyah. Aniyah did not move disrespectful with Carl, and if KC wasn't playing her and gaslighting her and talking out of both sides of his mouth with Aniyah and was actually sincere and, wasn't leaving her in a position to question their connection as KC consistently did prior to Casa, she never would, I don't think Aniyah would have been so open to exploring Carl. So there is no double standard happening. Like, sorry, not towards the men. If there is a double standard, which there certainly is, it's towards the women. It's like, it's so crazy. It's like when white people are like, you're being racist. Stop. Full stop. But yeah, that really pissed me off. The men are pissing me off. I want Trinity and Bryce to win. I want Trinity and Bryce to win. I do not want Casey walking out with that money. I don't want Zach walking out with that money. I love Kata, but sorry, girl, you linked up with Zach, and Zach has to go down. But I think Kata is going to do very well outside the villa, okay? She'll be on the cover of Vogue or something. Like, she's got the body for the runways. Like, Kata, she's going to get those brand deals. She'll be good. And yeah, Melanie, love you. I think you're going to be good, too. And you was already modeling, so I think you'll be doing more brand deals for Melanie, but sorry, boo. Like, Sincere cannot walk away with the cash. Yeah, and I would really be happy to see Aniyah and Carl be at the top as well. They are definitely giving me Whitney Houston's Cinderella, so yeah, I'm glad Aniyah is, like, getting her fairy tale. Like, it's been such an emotional roller coaster, and I think I relate to Aniyah in a lot of ways, and I see, like, we're a good 10 years apart, so I see, like, my younger self, like, I feel like that's why they have to do Love Island with this age group before their full frontal lobe develops, because what show would we have? There's so, like, an older woman wouldn't take this shit, So it has to be the kids who just freshly graduated college so we can see this mess. But yeah, I see myself in Aniyah, and watching her go through this heartbreak, it broke my heart. And then by next episode, she's got Meg the Stallion in her corner. She got her man back. She's giggling, giddy, happy. We love to see it. We love to see it. You would deserve it all and more, Aniyah. So yeah. And I can't believe, honestly, Trinity has been making me laugh. She is the villa queen. This is Trinity's season for me. Like, no notes. Like, I'm so focused on who's pissing me off right now. That's what all my notes were. But Trinity, like, she's serving looks, the shoes, different hair, and face is beat. I want Trinity to do a makeup course. Like, I want to be able to beat my face like that. But yeah, and I loved their date on the boat, and that shot of Trinity and the floater, and the camera just pans to her being like, it just made me think, like, bitch, I'm not getting this water. I'm not about to get my hair wet. Like, we got a shot of Bryce swimming, and then just Trinity floating. Like, yep. But yeah, I feel like last week Krystal and I were saying, where are the dates? And we finally got a date. More dates, please. More dates. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for new episodes. I'm excited for the rest of movie night. That's going to be really good. So yeah, let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. So the Black Scott, he was doing something for me, okay? Like I said, I love accents. Like, yeah, you can come sit next to me. So, Shamea versus Angela, the whole George situation. Why is Angela lying? And Angela, for me, is the MVP of the season. She was last season as well. Like, Angela is definitely on the current cast, the Mount Rushmore of Atlanta, but this is not a good look. She doesn't have any receipts, and this is not a good look. Here we are again. You did the same thing when you accused Phaedra. No receipts. I hate the accusations, oh, she slept with Bolo. Like, it's so, I don't know, I hate the random accusations, and it like, unless you have receipts, save it. Like, it's so boring just pointing the finger and being like, oh, this housewife is sleeping with a married man. This housewife is, like, if you don't have receipts, save it. But I still love you, Angela. I fell out when Portia came upstairs and she didn't have her wig on. I fucking love Portia. Also, not Drew trying to deny her history with Ty when she was like, she basically said, like, she explored women with Ralph, Wreck-It Ralph, but she was like, I could never be with a woman just by myself. Roll a montage of her and Ty. Drew, stop playing in my face like we don't have TV and the internet. We done seen you, okay? Stop. But I did like the ladies going around and talking about their experience with the lady pond. I was actually surprised. I did not know that Pinky was in a 3-year relationship. That was interesting. I wonder if her and her husband, take a page out of Candy's book and, open it up to others. I don't know. I'm into it. A kinky cast. I like it. I didn't like what Shamea said to Angela's daughter. Like, she came up, gave her a water, gave her something. I forget specifically, but it had good intentions, and Shamea had to respond to that with shade. I completely agree with Angela and how she checked Shamea about that. And I agree with Phaedra when she said, leave the kids out of it. So yeah, like, I like the entire cast, even Kelly is growing on me, and just leave the kids out of it. Like, and so I like Shamea, but that was just not a good moment, and I feel like in her back and forth with Angela's like, come out, let's talk, and Shamea was looking weak in that moment. And then sending Pinky this, give her an olive branch. We've seen that already. You've done that. How about you come talk? Yeah, I'm with Angela when she was like, don't talk about me behind my back. I'm right here. So rooting for everybody to stand in their truth, stand up and talk. Say it from your chest. So we also got Portia and Kelly making up for now. I don't believe it. And you know what? I felt like Portia inserted herself in a lot of things. Like at the table when Pinky had that conversation with Shamea and K. Michelle. Portia was like, how did your talk go? Well, I want some credit because it was my suggestion. Why do you need credit? Why? And then I forget, it was something else. Portia was like, well, she's country, so do it in my voice. Like, everything is not about you, Portia. And yeah, so I feel like Kelly was venting about her ex, and then Portia was like, and why you be fighting with me? I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you either. And it's just like, Portia, I'm glad Kelly responded to you in a cute way, but she's literally talking about her ex-husband. It is not about you, baby. I'm sorry. Like, I felt like Portia is centering herself a lot, like an only child or something. I just, I don't know. Yeah, and Phaedrus gave us some gospel at the end. I was living. And then Portia followed it up with, and you guys should masturbate tonight as well. I support both messages. So next time we see Shamea and Portia talking to each other, and more than just a few sentences. Finally, okay? Because this just moving around each other and, like, stop ignoring each other. I need more than a few sentences, and let's address the elephant in the room, okay? We could go down the line, like, Shamea, say what you need to say. Okay, Michelle, I need you to say what you need to say. I need you to speak up. So I'm excited to see more with next episode. I feel like it does. I have seen Shamea doing interviews, and I've seen clips, but I do get the vibe that K. Michelle and Shamea are not seeing eye to eye as well as they used to. And I'm a little torn because I get K. Michelle being like, why would you tell me that? You know, why are you saying that to me? But also I feel like K. Michelle is making a bigger deal out of it. Like, it's not friendship ending worthy. So, you know, in the line of fuck, marry, kill, who would I rather be friends with between Shamea and K. Michelle? I'd rather be friends with Shamea. Shamea seems like a good friend, a loyal friend. Hell, look how she's helping Kelly out. And I get the vibe that K. Michelle is that kind of friend that, goddamn, what's she mad about now? Like, I don't got time for that. I don't got time for those kind of friends. Love you. Love you, Kay. Love you, Kay. Love you, Puddin'. But you know what? I could see myself turning up with K. Michelle, too. And Shamea. I feel like I could go out with K. Michelle. We're going to drink some whiskey, okay? I feel like I could go on vacation with Shamea. We would have fun. So speaking of people I wouldn't go on vacation with, let's get into Rhode Island. I would go on vacation with Alicia because we gonna be fed, okay? When I want to eat. I don't miss meals. So I need a gaggle of bitches around me who also want to eat. People that don't want to go out to eat, you know, they just want to drink and no food. No, I'm hungry. But yeah, not Rosie for getting her bedazzled briefcase. You're losing points, queen. Okay, you gotta bring out the prop. Okay, and then Rulla was going so hard on Joellen. Where was this energy for Brian? Okay, and I hate to admit it. I'm about to compliment Brian, y'all. Trigger warning. Prepare yourself. I hate to admit it. But I think Brian was the best dressed man at the Rhode Island reunion. Okay? That suit was fresh. That color, bold. Okay? When it comes to fashion, I like it when people make a bold choice. They're not safe. And I felt like that's the only nice thing I got to say about Brian. But I'm like, when he walked out, I was like, okay. And that's it. That's all the energy you get from me, sir. But I will give props where props is due. If I don't like you, I'm still not gonna like you, but I will be like, but that outfit is cute. That dress is cute. She's such a bitch, but I love her shoes. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So Joellen was the queen of the reunion. The undisputed queen, okay? We love a queen with receipts, okay? And Brian just keeps embarrassing the hell out of Rulla. And I just wish Rulla would say, look, I want to let my man cheat in peace. So stop talking about it. Just say that. Just say that. You giving Joellen all this energy. You need to project that onto Brian, okay? And then you're trying to slut shame Joellen. You don't got no receipts, but she got receipts, and she knows more about your marriage and Brian's history than you do. Like, how embarrassing to find out that your husband was not divorced when he said he was divorced. Like, my money is on Joellen, and I can't wait for the Bravo docket to come out with an episode going in on Brian and also Dino. I know I'm jumping around, but if you don't know, Liz's friend Dino, that, you know, she was in the earlier part of the season, it was like, oh, did you have an affair with Dino? And she was like, no, I didn't, la, la, la. That Dino is facing some hefty charges for, you know, transporting drugs, selling drugs. I can't wait for a deep dive on Dino from the Bravo docket. Also on Brian. Like, we need to know more. But yeah, I just want Rulla to stand up and be, yeah. I get being old school. I get being from a family where, like, divorce you're bred to believe it's not an option. And yeah, if you want to let your man Pete and cheese. If you want to let your man cheat in peace, Rulla, just say that, okay? So I need to walk it back a little bit on, what's Alicia fiance name? What's his name? Alicia fiance, whose name I can't remember. I have been shitting on him a lot, and I gotta take it back because it does look like he has been trying to uplift Alicia and educate her. You know, like, I'm not the most financially savvy person, but it is my understanding that for tax purposes, putting money in a trust is a very smart thing to do. And he has a financial advisor for her to ask questions to that she's not asking questions to. And, you know, like, she doesn't even want to talk about it. She gets bored. So I'm like, okay, Alicia, you didn't say this in the beginning. You made it seem like he was trying to keep you in the dark. Like, this is going to bother me. I have to, what is his name? Billy! Yeah, so justice for Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. I have to eat my words. I'm glad to see that you do seem like a stand-up gentleman for Alicia. And I believe his story about it being, like, when he sent the prenup, about it being a first draft, you know, just playing devil's advocate here. You know, sometimes people who love to negotiate don't miss an opportunity to negotiate. And then also, if it's between two attorneys, you know, we want a fight, quote unquote. You know, we want a tit on tat. So I can understand that just being like a stand-in, and it's like, now tell me what you want, and we'll, you know, find a middle ground. And it's like, I kind of believe him when he says Alicia never responded, you know. And I also understand Alicia being like, no, I don't want to talk about this. Like, I can be the same when it comes to, like, math, numbers. My brain just starts to, like, you know, so, but I don't have a daughter that's depending on me, so I am manifesting that Alicia finds the courage or finds the interest. Maybe she needs Amanda from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Because say what you want about Amanda, but I thought she was onto something when she was like, I get into the emotional part of spending. Why do you spend money the way you do? And that is important. If you can figure out why it is that you're doing what you're doing, then you can change. So, Alicia, I think you need to sit down with Amanda, the money queen from Beverly Hills, and I bet she could explain to you what a trust is and get your finances in order. I think Amanda can do it, y'all, okay? Amanda's good in my book over here. Okay, but also not Ashley being like, he's a good man, and referring to Billy, he's going to take care of you. Like, I agree. Now that we have more evidence, Billy does seem like a good man. But Ashley, be quiet. Don't tell a woman to just, he's going to take care of you in a divorce. Shh. It's a good thing Ashley's the breadwinner in her relationship, so she's not going to have to worry about that. If anything, Jared is taking money from her. But yeah, Ashley, that was bad advice. Don't do that again, you hear? So Liz announced that she isn't coming back. And you know what? I think it's for the best. She got really dark, toxic. She was bringing the mood down. I felt like there were times in the show where people were Alicia, for example. I felt like Alicia and Joellen on separate occasions at the Sunday performance with Rosie's husband, I felt like there were times where they were both trying to push the conversation forward. I feel like Alicia, more than once this season when she's had conflict, 5 seconds later is like, all right, I'm over it. Or she wants to move forward, and that's why she's called a flip-flopper, apparently. But I did get that vibe from Alicia and Joellen on multiple occasions with Liz, and Liz did not want to move forward. She did not want to move forward in a positive way. It's just like, as the oldest person in the cast, and I don't mean that as shade, I just mean like, you are supposed to be the wisest, and you're acting the most childish. That is very disappointing to see, and I don't know if Liz dipping out is because of the Dino charges, which is why I'm like, bravo, docket. Are you listening? Because I need that deep dive, girl. But yeah, so I don't know if it's for because of the Dino situation or because of how bad the season ended for her. But I honestly think it's for the best. Like, I'm really excited about this cast coming back. Like, everyone's so hilarious. It feels like real friendships. And, I wouldn't be mad about Liz coming back as a friend of. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the last we see of Liz. But I think some time and space will be good for her, and I hope she can come back with a more positive attitude. And I'm not saying like I don't like the nasty and the ugliness, but when it's time to move on, that's when it gets a little and then she's like repeating herself, like, no, it's not, like, it's like, ooh, girl, stop, please. So yeah, I wish you all the best, Liz. I think I appreciate you for what you did contribute to this season. And I'm excited for season 2. Like, I'm well done. And, I called it weeks ago on Rosie and Kelsey. I think I might have said this, that they're already doing events. Yes, I did say this already. So yeah, I hope to see them as a duo next season. I'm really excited about this cast. I hope they bring everybody back. Like, honestly, they could have cut Rulla for me. I just feel like if this is how she's going to be, working from home every time, like deflecting, not being transparent, not clocking in until the reunion, she can save it. It has been reported that, Rulla herself has said that she's already signed on for season 2. So I was surprised to hear that. I would have preferred her to be a friend of or not of return, because I was just like, what did you give? If anything, Ryan should be holding a peach flute. I don't know what they hold. A shell. Yeah, if anything, maybe Ryan needs to be given a shell instead of Rulla, But yeah, good job. Congratulations to the Rhode Island cast. Like, what a great what a great first season, truly. And really great reunion, but, you know, I feel like Rhode Island has an advantage over any other franchise. They get to come in at such a great time, you know, like the OC, they were the first. Atlanta, it was still super early, and, you know, Atlanta changed the game. And so Rhode Island has the advantage to, like, come in when so many of their predecessors have, like, already, like, paved the way for them. And you know, even still, when you're a Nepo baby, like, you can still fall. And so it's not easy to take that baton and keep going. And I feel like Rhode Island, you know, got that baton and did a slam dunk. Not me, like, putting track and basketball references in one. But yeah, good job, Rhode Island. Except for Rulla. Okay, well, that's our episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, share with your friends in the group chat, and I'll see you next time. Bye.